Hatfield alongside me, Joe Edwards, our Wolves correspondent here at the Express and Star. Joe, Wolves press conference day, as it always is, ahead of the game with Liverpool. Big old test for Wolves. What's Nuno been saying?
Well, I mean, in terms of the game, it seems his best kind of approach of beating Liverpool, of course, nobody has beaten them yet, is to focus solely on Wolves. It's not worry about the strengths that Liverpool have, but make sure everything is in order to make yourselves as difficult to beat as possible, and then maybe be the ones to pull off a bit of an upset against Jurgen Klopp's team. But that's the kind of strategy for Nuno. But the big news coming out this afternoon is injury-wise, in that Willy Bolly and Diogo Jota are back in contention, which is fantastic news because Bolly been out since late October, broken fibula, broken ankle, in simple terms, and we thought that he'd be about mid-Feb,
February time,
that kind of range, but a few weeks early. He's in contention. Asked Nuno about whether he's going to play, and he says, well, we'll see, it's decisions we've got to make. I don't think it's necessarily either of them coming back into the starting lineup straight away. After all, that 11 that was on the pitch ended up doing the business in the end at Southampton this past weekend. So I don't really see a need to change that. It's just a question of what formation you go with. But I think to have Jota and Bolly as options from the bench is fantastic. It's great news.
Yeah, it is brilliant news. I mean, two massive players for Wolves. They'll need every player performing at the highest level to beat this Liverpool side, because let's be honest, they're running amok at the moment. Can Wolves be the people to poop the pie?
Hopefully. I mean, you look at Wolves' record against big teams. They've beaten every one of the big six clubs in the league, bar Liverpool. So they want to add Liverpool to that list of teams. They got one out of them in the FA Cup last year at Molineux, albeit a much changed Liverpool team that day. So they've done it against all the other big sides, and they would love to add Liverpool to that list. I mean, Liverpool are theme at the moment. They're not really blowing anyone away, but the steam train keeps going. They're grinding results, and that's a sign of a good team. Wolves gave them a very good test at Anfield a few weeks back. And that was with a few changes as well, to be fair. You had Max Kilman in there, Ryan Bennett in there. That was kind of the first game of this Pedro Neto run that we've seen as well. So Wolves will fancy the chances. They won't be getting ahead of themselves and thinking, that we've got this Liverpool side on toast or anything like that. But they'll certainly back themselves to give them a game.
Yes, certainly will. And what does your gut say about Bolly? Do you reckon Nuno just throws him straight back in, or is it a matter of let's give him maybe half an hour here, half an hour there to make sure he's back in his real groove?
I don't really see him starting, but I think you look at how the bench has been in recent weeks and how extremely youthful it was at Southampton at the weekend. With the greatest respects to with Oscar Burr and Benny Ashley-Seal, I think even if they're not 100% and match sharp, I think you'd sooner have Jota and Bolly on the bench instead of those players. And I think that's probably the route that we'll see. What does benefit Wolves is that after Liverpool, it's a free weekend. Then you play United on the 1st, and then you've got another free weekend before you face Leicester. So it's a good time for them to be coming back, really, if Jota can, even if it's 10-15 minutes against Liverpool, get that under his belt, and then if Bolly or vice versa can get 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour in that Man United game, they've got a good couple of weeks in between to get really kind of back up to a full sharpness. But they're back in the back training with the rest of the squad. If you're in the squad, you're in contention to play. So we may not see them in the squad tomorrow. That's they may think, well, it's not worth risking it quite just yet. But they're certainly back in contention, and as we say, that's a good bit of news.
It is good news. Still in January. What's the deal with our new man Leo? Is this guy an under 23 or is he a first team player?
According to Nuno, he's a 23s lad. In the initial thinking, said that this guy has got some talent. We like the look of him, but yeah, in the initial idea is that he will be a backup with the under 23s, and it's basically the onus is on him to kind of make that step up. And as we've seen under Nuno, if you do well for the 23s, if you do well in your substitute cameos and things like that, then there's a place for you in this first team. We've seen it with Max Kilman. I mean, he arrived in the summer of 2018 from Maidenhead in non-league, and now he's a fully fledged first team defender for Wolves. Pedro Neto is another example, albeit not kind of having played 23s games. It wasn't exactly a player that we expected to have quite such an impact this season. So I think even though it's kind of saying he's 23s, if Campagna goes and plays for 23s and scores hat-tricks, then he will get a first team shout, and we'll see what happens. I mean, with Campagna, he's not available for the first few weeks anyway. He's on international duty with Ecuador's under 23s, so he's not going to be one that's immediately in squads anyway. But we'll see. We'll just see how he develops with that one. But they're now just saying as well that they're working hard on other deals, players who can immediately impact Wolves, and as we say, Daniel Podenza and Nelson Oliveira are those primary targets.
Right, so it should be a busy old week for you then.
Should be, and it'd be nice to have another momentum kind of boosting performance against Liverpool. I don't think any of us are expecting too much, but I think Molineux under the lights, magic has happened before. See if that can happen again.
Can lightning strike twice, we'll see. For all the latest on Wolves, make sure you stay with expressandStar.com.